From the thriller of the Netherlands to Budapest, and not only Budapest, but a reconstructed Budapest as well. They've had a lot of work that has gone on over the last year or so, and it's great to see it all into fruition. Apologies for a bit of the lag on the video, and the volume was absolutely going crazy as well. I really would like to apologize for deafening some of you with that one, but no more deafening now. And over to our lovely camera screen, and over to the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine to entertain us for the next 10 minutes. Well, I mean, I'd hope there would be more than 10 minutes. For the next around 40 minutes or so as well. It's going to be quite a lot of fun. Great to have your company. We're back to these timings again. I've forgotten what the names of it is. Konokona. That's the name of the timings. They've changed every single round, and we're stuck with these ones. Not really a fan favorite because, as you can see, it doesn't really look good, does it? You have Pedro Claro's second place thing so big, and then you, for example, get to Rashid Al-Daheri. It's just a mess. I don't really like them at all, but unfortunately we can only use what we get, and this is what we've been given across this weekend, right? But what we hopefully will be getting is a great FRECA race, and I'm really hoping this is a good one. A quick reminder that we'll be off air immediately once this race finishes, because I've got to go over and get to the FIA Formula 2 Championship. The reason why this is possible, and the reason why we can do this, in case I'm a minute or two late, that's fine, because we've got Joshua Birch's leading Formula 2 this weekend, as normal. It's just I've had to cover over the last few weeks, so sometimes I may have to sacrifice this, just to ensure that there's not any chance of me being late to the F2 broadcast. Okay. Matteo Di Paolo starts on pole position. He's alongside Pedro Claro, who starts in second. Rashid Al-Daheri is in third for Prema. Enzo Deligny is in P4. Evan Gilter starts in fifth, and then it's Freddie Slater in P6. Let's see what he can do. The driver making loads of overtakes in Zandvoort is going to have to sit in behind. At the start of this one at least. Hayu Yamakoshi is in 7th, Ashke Bora is in 8th, and then it's Jack Beaton in 9th. Nant Howard Birenbakti starts in 10th position. Nikita Bedrin in 11th, and then the driver in 12th is Ricky Liu, and then it's Kanatali in 13th, Tata Carter's in 14th, Dion Gowda is next to Jin Nakamura. Dorian Pan starts in P17, and then it's Ian Ekimans who goes from 18th place on a sunny day, which can't be said about Silverstone, but we've got a sunny day here in Budapest. Zachary David is in 19th, Rui Hengye is in 20th, then it's Giovanni Maschio in 21st, Michael Belov is in 22nd, Javier Segura. We interviewed him on JB Motorsports, we talked to him about everything, but we weren't expecting him in this championship. He's left Formula 2, come here, it's Kulkarni alongside him, and then we get Yaroslav Vasialo in 25th, Edu Robinson in 26th, and then Edward Borna is next to Saka Al-Mashari, and then we have Enzo Richa alongside Maya Verg, who goes from the back 30th position, and it's great to see Maya Verg back with us in this championship as well. Really great to see. So the formation lap will get underway at 25 past. I thought this race was originally beginning at 30 past, but it's great to see that it's actually beginning earlier, so then I can actually get on and, you know, get on with the day, because I want this race over as soon as possible to some degree, so I can then start prepping for Formula 2. So that's the kind of situation we're based in. Of course, full attention for the moment on the FRECA, but in case if it does get red flagged and gets majorly delayed, what would happen in that situation is that I would just leave this to the world feed and I'd go over to do Formula 2. Luckily, there's a way we can do both of them. I have two set up, so I can do two different series, but it just means I'll have to then let George Morgan call the ending of this, or, well, maybe not the ending, but he can call like the lull period of it, and then in case I see that there's a battle ramping up, I'll just momentarily leave Formula 2 for a second, or I'll come over on the last lap just to call the winner. But that's a scenario which I don't want to be having to deal with. I just want a great FRECA race before hopefully an extraordinary Formula 2 sprint as well. So that's what I want. And then later on we have a similar scenario where there's actually more pressure because the GB3 race is before British F4. So I'll be straight off. But the reason why we can do GB3 the reason why we can do GB3 live is the same reason as why we can do this. In case GB3 overruns, I'll leave that to Lewis McGlade and Piers Pryor, I think it is, and I'll then go off and do Formula 4. So we have ways, and of course Formula 4 we only get to it's an event that only happens once a year in terms of British Grand Prix weekend. It might be the only time I get to call it this year, it might be the only time I get to call it ever again. You have to take the moment and you have to, you know, enjoy it on what is a historic weekend over at Silverstone. So absolutely, British F4, it's above everything this weekend in terms of on my priority list. It's above absolutely everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. So With GB3, we'll try bring you the best coverage, and we will hopefully bring you the best coverage, because it should be over before. And we already got 16 drivers this weekend in it anyway, so there shouldn't be any issues, and we shouldn't have to leave it to the wild feed or do anything like that. It should just be over in time, and that's what we will be hoping for. It was a first pole position. So back to FRECA now, back to what we're actually doing right now. It was a first pole position for Matteo Di Paolo earlier on. He, of course, won the season opening race at Misano. It was a brilliantly judged performance by him, and now he's going to be hoping to try and convert that into victory once again. But he starts alongside Pedro Claro, who made history last time out as he took Van Amersfoort back to the top step, and he also claimed his first victory in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine as well. What can Rashid Al-Taheri do? What about Enzo Deligny as well? He's the driver in fourth. A very interesting top four we've got out there, so I'm looking forward to seeing what all of them are going to be able to produce for us in a couple of moments' time. Now, we should have a driver tracker which works soon as the 5 lights go out. I believe that's how it works. Into position we go. And that's the crazy thing we've got here. We've got 30 cars, so exactly like FRECA, exactly like Formula 3 rather. But the wait is so long with these drivers. We've already got someone on the grid, and we've got people going through turn 13. That is the ludicrous thing that you get in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, everybody. And now it will be time to go racing. Well, this is going to be exciting stuff then. This is going to be exciting stuff indeed. As the drivers get themselves into position on the grid. How is this one going to play out? Who's going to emerge victorious? So many question marks. I think it's time to get some answers. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing, hopefully in a couple of moments' time. Hopefully we will be getting the answers that we want. As the cars line up in position. Well, here we go then. Let's go racing. Green flag being waved at the back. It is time for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine to go racing. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights. The lights go out, and we go racing in FRECA at Budapest with a good launch off the line for Pedro Claro. He is going to be attacking our pole sitter, Di Paolo. That's what the camera angle made us thought, because it is going to be Di Paolo maintaining the lead down the inside there. Late on the brakes, that's Deligny trying to take second place. Is he going to be able to do it? Off the road there goes the Prema car, and that is going to be off the road for Jack Beaton as we're side by side. Claro trying to hang on to second place. He can't do it at the moment. He can though, by the time we leave turn number 2. So it is Di Paolo, then it's Clara, then it's Deligny. Can they all fight their way through turn number 3 for the first time at racing speed? We have 30 minutes plus a lap. We've got one of the cars going off the road in the background. That was one of the ARTs who were running out wide. We've got an RPM car slowing down in the background as well. But an interesting start, a dramatic start, as we went racing. Di Paolo, Clara, Deligny, the top 3. Fascinating stuff then. There's a dive bomb being attempted down the inside. That's Jack Beaton up against Nikita Bedrin. And you have Jack Beaton, who was trying to dive up the inside, trying to get by. Also, you've got Ashke Bora involved in that scrap as well. Fascinating stuff. As they fight, as they race their way by. Off the road in the background was the Trident there. One of the contenders going majorly off the road. Dramatic stuff. As they fought their way through there. And it is going to be off the road in the background. It is going to be off the road in the background as they fight their way by. It's side by side. And you've got another driver. Surely that is going to be Zachary David. I think he was fighting away in the background there. So, across the line. Di Paolo in the lead. And it's the battle for second place that we're looking for. And it's second place still maintained by Pedro Claro. Pedro Claro, the driver who finds himself 5th currently in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine in terms of the standings. They navigate their way through turn 1. They fight down to turn 2. Interesting start then. Di Paolo pulling away. Other than that, it is calm at the moment, which it is really, really nice to see. That is the case at the moment. In towards turn 4 we go then. Is anyone going to fight their way by? Is that type of race where the drivers will be now trying to get delved into and then try to save those tyres to make sure they can go on the attack all the way at the end. That is the type of race that the drivers are dealing with at the moment. I've noticed there's a bit of background noise. I can only apologise for that as well. I'd assume that is thanks to there being no track audio. So you have white noise going on in the background. Not helpful at all, is it? Okay, let's go back to the start. In the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, we threw it. We threw it down into turn 1, and we did so as they were all fighting their way by. Look at this. It was an absolute mess down there at the first turn. As cars were going off the road, there was a bit of contact as well. That was Jack Beaton. Jack Beaton roaring his way by as we made our way to the end of the lap. Into turn 1 we went, as we just review some of the replays. So Clara now with a transformed goal. He was going to look to attack Di Paolo, as I described it in live commentary. That is what the camera angle made us think at the time. But it was well controlled and it was well managed by Matteo Di Paolo at the front of the field. He got exactly the getaway he needed. It looked like Clara could be putting some pressure on and challenging, but he instead got a good start to maintain second. But then the battling into turn 1 happened, and that's when we saw it all change. Okay, Freddie Slater about to go on the attack. He's trying to attack his Prema teammate Rashid Al-Daheri. What does Freddie Slater do? We've seen him roar through the field before. So can he today try come up with something with 25 minutes plus 1 lap to go? They race their way by at the moment. Even though we started a formation lap at 25 past, basically I'd say the race did start around still 30 past. So it all makes sense in the end. Okay, Delaney getting closer and closer and dive bombing to the inside. A late lunge, but is going to see him run out wide, and Claro will come and give him the elbow. Well, it was a late lunge attempted by Deligny there, and Claro not having any of it, braking nice and early, getting the cutback and also taking his rival right to the white line and nearly clipping his front wing. But you need to see moves like that attempted, or you could find yourself stuck behind. Deligny does not only want Claro, he wants to go chase Matteo Di Paolo, who's our race leader at the front. A well-poised race. Ecumans is out already. We've found that out. Turning into a great race. Right now in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. What is going to happen then? As they roar their way by on the circuit. Freddie Slater up against Rashid Al-Daheri. That could get quite interesting in a few moments if they're not careful. That really could get a little bit feisty. As they race their way by. Okay, across the line we go. You've got two Premas not separated by anything at the moment. And you've got Freddie Slater, who's having to wait. He's having to play the waiting game. Especially if it's up against your teammate. You do not want to be getting near to any contact. Brilliance from Di Paolo at the moment. He is your race leader. As he races his way by through turn 3. Further back, Claro and Deligny continue their little battle. That's for second and third position. You get Al-Daheri in fourth. He's up against Slater. Then you've got Yamakoshi leading a train of Gilter. Bora at the moment. Beaton's dropped back. He was a part of that train earlier on, but he's leading his own little train right now at the moment with Bedrin. Biran back to Houston 11th. Canartelli is in 12th. Then it's Gouda. and then Taito Kato, Jin Nakamura. There we go. It was always going to happen at some point. Just seeing Nakamura and immediately thinking to the great Italian F4 driver that is Kei Nakamura Berta. Jin Nakamura in 15th, and then Ricky Liu in 16th, Michael Belov is in 17th, Giovanni Maschio is in 18th, Dorian Pan in 19th, and Zachary David is in 20th. That's your rundown of the top 20. Oh god. Perfect. I mean, a mistake like that's always going to happen in terms of when you see Nakamura on a timing board. And can I just say, FRECA and Italian F4 sometimes have the same timing boards anyway because they're on the same weekends from time to time. Not this weekend, but you know, sometimes they are. So it can sometimes be like, oh, here we go. How exciting. Right, talking about exciting. It's been okay. First, around 10 minutes of the race, trying to make it even better now, is the car dive bombing to the inside. Bora gets past Gilter, but he'll be out wide, and that is so many drivers we've seen attempt to dive bomb like that, and there's been loads of drivers who at the same time have been off the road. So, the story of that continues, and it is Gilter ahead of Bora, and Bora's move has now brought in Jack Beaton into play, who is back on the attack, and he is now in 9th, and he's also got Bedrin, Burnbakti, Kanatali, Gouda, Taito Kato, Jin Nakamura, got it right that time, Liu, all on the back as well. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating, isn't it, this race? Really enjoying it so far. But that was a late lunge, wasn't it? A very late lunge coming in to play. Nearly brought others into play. We rotate our way through. Di Paolo at the moment leading the way for Trident, the Italian team, looking to try and fight their way onto the top step. Got 20 more minutes to go in this race. At the moment, plus 1 lap of course. I'm looking to see any cars darting to try and pull out and make the move. They're in order as we go down into turn 1. Where they of course deploy the push to par is also very important at the same time. A very deciding factor on when that takes place and what they do with it. But the attacking factor can be quite vital. Can be quite vital indeed. They fight their way through at the moment. Delaney was around 0.07 of a second quicker than his rival of Pedro Claro. Now we're not on air as much for the FRECA Championship, we only do the races of course. And days like today where we're off it basically once the checkered flag falls, it's important to run you through and run you down on the championship standings that we've got at the moment. It is Freddie Slater who leads the FRECA Championship, but only by a single point to Matteo Di Paolo. That tells you all you need to know about how tight it is. Enzo Deligny is in 3rd, then it's Gilter in 4th, Claro is in 5th, then it's Yamakoshi, Taito Kato, Rashid Al-Daheri, Ashke Bora, Jack Beaton, that's your top 10. So an interesting order, I think it is fair to say. Very interesting, but if you are interested in the battle for the lead, may not be the day for that, unfortunately. We'll go again and we'll check tomorrow. Because today is a masterclass from Matteo Di Paolo, who may be 1 point away in the FRECA Championship, but is on the attack today. But yeah, it's Deligny in 4th, Deligny's in 3rd rather, Gilter's in 4th in the Championship, then it's Claro in 5th, Yamakoshi, Taito Kato, Rashid Al-Daheri, Ashke Bora, and Jack Beaton's your top 10. Slater's on 83, Matteo Di Paolo's on 82. Deligny's on 75, and then Gilter's on 67, 2 ahead of Claro, who's on 65. On 58 is Yamakoshi, Taito Kato's on 30. So it is very tight in the Drivers' Championship. Tight as well in the Teams' Championship. Van Amersfoort find themselves on 133 points, and they're 8 points clear of Prema, who are on 125. 10 down is RHGP on 115. 5 behind that is ART on 110. It is really, really tight between our top 4 in the battle for the team's championship. And sometimes, quite a few times to be honest, we have seen in FRECA before, where the team's title has been deciding. In 2023, Kimi Antonelli getting the team's title, of course, for Prema Racing with a brilliant move in Hockenheim. Okay, talking about overtakes, talking about brilliant moves. Oh, well, I was expecting one until I saw contact. Round we go. And the yellow flags will be out because stopping there is going to be Saka. So Saka Al-Mashari has stopped. Here's the chance for Slater. Does he make the move before we get to the safety car? Better traction of the corner. Freddie Slater, who's wanted this place for a while. He now finally has a chance to get it. We could be heading to the safety car in a few moments' time. And we will be. And Slater can't get ahead. Al-Daheri will take the position. And Slater, trying to get past his teammate, has to go back to the wheel tracks for a couple of moments more. And quite a few moments more due to the safety car that has been deployed on the circuit. Interesting stuff. Right, let's get a reset going. Interesting stuff. Can't afford too many safety cars. I mean, if it's a race like this where, you know, only one safety car, that's fine. As long as it doesn't go too much past 1. It can go to 105. It can even go to 107, because basically what I've done is I've got everything set up. I'm already in the Discord call, but I've deafened. So once everyone does come here, they don't have to listen to my atrocious commentary while they're trying to prep for FIA Formula 2. Probably be a good idea. I don't even know whether they're going to stay in the F1 box or what's going on with that. I'll work that out in a few moments time. As we saw the car go round there as we fight our way by. So it was I believe it was Javier Segura who tagged him around, I think. Or I think Borna, rather. Borna tagged into the marshals, jumping over the barrier. Repairing that one now. Borna, I should say, rather. I was looking at Javier Segura making his way through at a different part of the circuit. At the same time, I was looking at one of his battles that was going on. Okay, we're behind the safety car. Everyone now bunches up. And Di Paolo's hard work about to be undone, and he has to go from fresh, and he has to reset and go again. Deep breath. So, I'd love to know how everyone's day's been, and what motorsport are we all watching? Of course you have to watch the British Grand Prix. But I know there's some other great things on, like IndyCar, like FRECA, like GB3, like F2, like F3, like British F4. You know, quite a bit on. And there's probably a lot more on. There is a lot more on. So, definitely keep an eye on all of the racing that's going on. We've got a lot on JB Motorsports. We've got Wimbledon as well on JB Motorsport, on JBSportsXtra. Honestly, it feels so weird not being able to say JB Motorsports, because it's not JB Motorsports, it's JBSportsXtra. The second channel. Where we cover anything that's not motorsport. You can expect bonus motorsport on this, so like extra stuff like FRECA, like GB3, like Italian F4 that we shove on here. And then you can expect the main stuff, of course, on the main channel. I'd like to also thank everyone for getting this channel to 2,000 subscribers as well. Really appreciated. Make sure you do subscribe to this channel as well. And if you're finding this channel, then make sure you head over to our main channel and give that a subscribe as well. Go to the company. That was tired in the background. Who was that? I'm just going to try identify. There was a Van Amersfoort that nearly overtook a Prema, I think, or something like that. In the background there. Here we go. think that's Yamakoshi and Slater. Yamakoshi and Slater, I think that was. It was. It was Yamakoshi who I think nearly overtook Slater in the background. So unsure what was going on with that. A very small grid, by the way, can I just say, for the GB2 race, which is also giving me more hope that it won't have any delays, because, you know, less cars. Watch, turn 1, red flag. Now that I've said that. But as I mentioned, it's fine. We've got backup plans in case that happens. I can easily, because, you know, as I mentioned, I'm not missing British F4 one bit. This one will be put on World Free till the checkered flag, and I will go over to do British F4 as well during that GB3 race, in case that it does get delayed. I mean, you know, there's so many races for this. There's so many endings that if I miss one, not the most fussed about. You know, not the most fussed about. Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap. Of course, we have different people who come on and help on these broadcasts, so I'll be giving other people some opportunities. Because, you know, when you have 3 races in a weekend, it's like, wow. I'll be giving some other opportunities for other people who join me in the box to call the endings of races, call the starts, call a safety car restart. You know, I'm still the lead commentator, but, you know, there's so much. So it's like, you know, these races have a lot. I'm not fussed one bit. And it's great to give other people the opportunity as well to do stuff. So yeah, ready for listening to this. Get ready to call a end of a race at some point in a FRECA or GB2 broadcast. Especially Italian F4, because there's like 4 of them on some rounds, so it's like, oh god, having to call a lot. So yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, looking forward to calling British F4 this weekend. That's like one of my highlights of the year, I think, considering it's a historic weekend, it's so special, and it's great to be doing that alongside Wes. And don't know who is with me tomorrow. We'll find that out tomorrow, I guess. That's something to be discovered tomorrow. But we are still yet to discover our winner in Budapest in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. The safety car will come in. Matteo Di Paolo, who's been the dominant man so far in the Trident, will lead us away. Out of the final corner we go, and we will be heading to the green flags once again. It is a good restart for Pedro Claro. It is a good restart for Freddie Slater. So now, let's see who's going to make some moves. Down towards the first corner we go. Di Paolo blocking the middle of the road, looking to see who dive bombs, who darts. It's Slater having a look up the inside of Altaheri, who gets the better traction of the corner off the road there. That's Bedrin and Beaton, and that was Beaton being forced wide in the Prema. That is not what he wanted there, as Bedrin drew it up the inside, but it is Di Paolo, then Claro, then Deligny as they fight their way through turn 2 and 3. Dramatic stuff on that restart. But yeah, that was really, really close heading into the first turn of the circuit. Now, does Claro stick with Di Paolo? Does Di Paolo make his escape once again? So many question marks. Let's get some answers, I think is the way to look at it. Aldaheri looks like he's the one who wants to attack for a final spot on the podium. Forget about Freddie Slater attacking. It's Aldaheri who's thinking about something magical as well. Near the end of this is Rashid Aldaheri. Aldaheri, a driver who finds himself with the best result of 3rd. That was earlier this season when he was able to get on the podium. He will be chasing for something magical like that once again. Will he? Yamakoshi is very close to behind Freddie Slater. This is a great, great race. It's a great, great fight. Absolutely loving this restart to the race there. I'd say it's been an interesting race. It's not been your thriller minute has not been one that will go down in the history books, but it is one that is definitely interesting when you've got Freddie Slater attacking 1 second, then defending on Yamakoshi. It was Prema versus Van Amersfoort in the race that we had in the Netherlands, and now in Budapest. That battle will continue, but it is not for P1, it's for P5. Yamakoshi feeling brave around the outside of the championship leader, who places the car perfectly, and Freddie Slater hangs on to the position. What about further back? Gilter up against Bora, and Gilter stays ahead as well, but Bora wants to fight back down towards turn 4, the part of the circuit where it's usually single file. Who's gonna appear in front? It's gonna be Gilter, who stays ahead of Bora. Some great racing with 7 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Nice. Tidy stuff there. On the circuit, we bring it through the chicane, and we take it through the second sector, this challenging second, that leads us into the third sector. It basically dictates how your start-finish straight will go, whether you'll be attacking, whether you'll be defending. All of those question marks get answered at that point. So it is very important that you nail the final few corners on this circuit especially. If not, count yourself under pressure. We go through turn 13, we head towards turn 14. Round the final corner we go. Here's going to be an opportunity down towards the first corner. So, let's see. Is anyone going to be close enough for a move? I'm looking at Deligny. I don't think he's close enough unless it's a late dive bomb. It isn't. Further back, Bora looks close to Gilter. So the battle that was going on last lap, does it continue this lap is my question, as they fight their way through. So, who's appearing ahead in the battle further behind? Gilter stays ahead for the moment. Bora looking to try and kind of scare his rival off the road, because what he's doing is he's darting on the back of that ART car. So he's looking left, looking right, trying to sell the dummy, but still no way by at the moment for the RHGP driver. As I mentioned, a close battle when it comes to our championship between RHGP and ART. They're third and fourth, and they're only separated by 5 points. And they're both trying to chase down Van Amersfoort and Prema Racing. You've got a Prema in fourth, you've got a Prema in fifth. You've got a Van Amersfoort in second at the moment. So all of the contenders with so many different drivers out of position, so many drivers in position. Like in the Porsche Mobile One Super Cup, I think it's important to mention that for the teams championship, for teams entering more than 2 cars, only the 2 best finishing cars are eligible to score points in the teams championship. This is of course to stop, like for example, a team like Prema, who have like so many drivers, who like have 4, and they're not even, they are the ones with the most. And then you have like CL Motorsport with only 2. It's unfair if, let's say, we give points to 2 drivers from that team. So like they do in the Porsche Super Cup, they just give it to the 2 best resulting drivers, and that is it. Here we go. This is a great chance for Deligny, going for a late lunge once again into turn 1, but it's going to be a carbon copy of what we saw earlier on, and this time in a less dramatic fashion as Clara retakes the place, and it was luckily a little bit more room given on the way out of the corner, rather than nearly a puncture, rather than nearly a front wing damage for the car of Deligny and Claro. It was a nice attempt. It was a late lunge into the first turn as we take a look at a replay, but Claro got the power down, retook the position. Nice battling going on, and meanwhile off the road there we went with Enzo Richer, and he was battling with Maya Verg. Maya Verg currently is in 26th position. We had a car off the road there as well. Everything's happening in this race. That was Edu Robinson who was off the road. Oh! And he stopped. He stopped. Does this deploy the safety car? So, does the safety car to get deployed? We are running out of time in this race. Will it be a shootout till the end? What are we going to do? This could be finishing like this. What is the decision? They have to decide now. I'm seeing yellow flags being waved. Safety car! Now, does the safety car come out before Di Paolo comes across? Where's the safety car gonna be? Have they misjudged this massively? Does the safety car rejoin ahead? Wait for it, wait for it. I think the safety car's already clear. Is it at turn 1? Let's find out. Hold on a minute. Is it at turn 1? Is it waiting for? Yes, it is waiting. Okay, that can be recovered quickly. We might be able to still get 1 lap of racing and get a 1 lap shootout to decide who's going to win this. It has to be quick. The marshals are walking. I wouldn't be walking if we want to see a sprint to the end. 2 minutes on the clock, but remember you get plus 1 lap. There is still an opportunity. There is still a chance we can get racing in. Good way to try kill my voice, FRECA. Nice attempt. Can't race, and then you get, oh, all of a sudden. Let's go for this. Let's have a bit of fun, shall we? In the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. But it was funny because we saw Robinson stop on a replay. Then we went to live pictures and, oh, here he is. He stopped. Oh, God. Okay. Just the FRECA 2 direction shenanigans. I always love the fun that they give us. Always incredible to watch. Always incredible to see. Right, deep breath, everybody. 1 minute 24 to go. We'll tick on to another lap, surely. Now, Now, I assume they will get around. I assume they'll get round for another lap. Still got 1 minute. Surely they're not going to be that slow. That this will be the penultimate. If next lap's the final lap, then we're done. We're done. Simple as. It depends whether they get round. I assume they will though. Unless they really slow them up. Then the lap will go on till it'll be the penultimate. If they get round again. We've got 40 seconds to go. Do they make it round? Surely they have to. Yeah, they will. Unless it's really slow. DiPaolo will be hoping that's the case, but I won't. We want to see a sprint. Yeah, they'll make it. They have 30 seconds to go. They're coming out of the final corner. Will be enough. So this will be... So the lap we're going to go on to is going to be the penultimate lap of the race. 15, 14, show me a shot of the front. 13, 12, 11, 10. Yes, they've made it. Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap. Here we go then. Here we go, everybody. It is time for a sprint to the end. 1 lap shootout to decide who wins this one. We've got the confirmation that the safety car's coming in at the end of this lap. We mentioned that it was going to be an easy recovery job. Here we go. Everybody start jumping. Let's get ready for this 1 lap shootout. We're going to get a sprint to the finish to see who's going to win this. What sort of drama do we get provided with? Guys, I'm off to F2 in about 10 minutes time. So, maybe just be a little bit kind. Just a little bit, guys. Just a little bit. You know. Might be a good idea. Oh, well, am I going to go to Formula 2? With my voice absolutely being, like, dead by the end of it? Let's find out. I mean, I'm not leading F2, luckily, so that's the good thing. But I cannot wait till... Cannot wait till the race concludes. Sorry, British F4 starts. So yeah, looking forward to these racing concluding this racing, so then I can enjoy a British F4 race. Which is also why I don't want to have to like delay GB3 or something. Just want British F4 to be the final thing I do. Nice, peace and quiet. Okay, deep breath. So here we go then. Let's find out who's going to win this as they race their way by. And it's going to be quite interesting to find out indeed. What are we going to get? What are we going to see? Here we go then. The Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine is going to have a 1 lap shootout to decide who's going to win this. DiPaolo brings it to the final corner on the last lap. We will head on to now. Here we go. Matteo Di Paolo comes across the line. We're on to the last lap in Budapest. Claro did not get the run that he wants to try and challenge Di Paolo at the front. Deligny will be trying to give chase as well. Who makes a dive bomb? Slater late on the brakes, up against his teammate. That's a move that he's wanted for a while. Does he get it on the way out of the corner? Aldehari's wide. He's not the only one. Off the road we go with one of the Prema cars, and now Slater's under threat. Yamakoshi, looking left, looking right, cannot overtake and has to stay in behind. As we begin this last lap, Slater still not done with Aldehari, but it will have to be he's all out of shape. It'll have to be something inventive later on in the lap if he is to get by. Through turn 4 we go with Freddie Slater. Deligny's been stuck behind Claro. So many drivers have been stuck with a normal race that we get in Budapest, where drivers struggle to overtake, but when they can do it, it is rewarding. Down through the chicane we go. Is there anything special left? Round the outside there. A brave move attempted by Bedrin. He was up against Nantarid Birimbakti. Could not get by. Could Slater make this a drag race to the line? He's trying something extraordinary near the end of this one. Aldehari makes his way through. Oh, that's all out of shape. That's wide. That's wide for Aldehari. Slater's running out of chances. Well, here we go. We're battling all the way till the end. Slater's got a chance to take P4 away from Aldehari. That's the two Premas who will do their battle. But at the front of the field, Matteo Di Paolo was thrown so many question marks with a late safety car. But he answered them brilliantly. He's out of the last turn, and he comes across the line to win in Budapest. Matteo Di Paolo wins once again this season. Claro in second. Deligny got third. It's Aldehari who just beat home his teammate Freddie Slater. Slater's in 5th, Yamakoshi's in 6th, then it's Gilter, Bora, Birimbakti, and Bedrin completes your top 10. What a race in FRECA that was, and a race that concludes with Matteo Di Paolo as the winner. Battle screen time to quickly run you guys through the results of this race. It was Matteo Di Paolo who won. And then it was Claro, Deligny, Aldehari, Slater, Yamakoshi, Gilter, Ashkebor. We've already done the top 10 for you. We'll go from 11th, which was Dion Gauda. Then Kanatari, Tatakata, Jin Nakamura, Jack Beaton, Michael Belov, Giovanni Mascu, Zachary David, Rui Hengier, Dorian Pan, Aditi Kulkarni, Liu, Seguera, Vesialo, Richard, Verg, and Borna. Those are your finishers. The rest were retirements. A huge thank you to everyone who's joined us for the opening round of the FRECA Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. That was race 1. We'll have race 2 tomorrow. That will be coming your way live here on JB Motorsports. Later on, we've got the GB3 race, but come join us over on JB Motorsports, the main channel, for the FIA Formula 2 Sprint at Silverstone that is about to begin. We'll see you in a few moments' time. Goodbye.